Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. My name is Ryan Weiss, and last week I was at the Procore user conference. For those of you who don't know, Procore is a software platform, technology platform that a lot of construction companies use. And I was there for a couple of reasons. One was to learn, one was to network. I had some clients there that I had the opportunity to meet with as well and see face to face that sometimes we don't do that very often in person. And so I went to the Procore user conference, and one of my clients was there, and I had some time just off to the side. We were talking, and they've been a client for about 3 years now. And he's the general superintendent. And I started just asking him some questions about the stuff that we've been doing and whether or not it's creating value and what value it's creating for them. And for those of you in the construction industry, the manufacturing industry, right, general superintendents are generally very straight shooters. And I loved the conversation I had with him because one of the things he shared was that when we first started 3 years ago documenting their processes, he was skeptical. He was not having it. He was not interested. He was like, "Who is this Ryan guy? What is this optic stuff? And what are we even doing?" And we started talking about SIPOCs and things like that. And he said he was incredibly skeptical very early on. And I asked him, like, so is this just like checking a box? Are you just doing this because you have to do it? Is it, how is it helping you? And he said, no, this has actually been transformational. And in that, when he goes, if you think about a general superintendent, he's managing dozens of projects, almost $1 billion worth of projects in different places, superintendents all over the place. He's working with project managers, project coordinators, project engineers. He's got all of these stakeholders, the owners and the design teams, and he's trying to coordinate and lead this large team doing these huge projects. And he said, you know what, the transformation is coming that we do cross-functional process documentation, and that's not what he said, but what he said was, he's like, you know what, when I get problems now, when I get questions from people, I pull up the process that we documented, and it shows what each person was supposed to be responsible to do and what the inputs were supposed to happen and what was supposed to come into the system. And he said, I take that and I send the link out to them, or I send a copy of the process out to them. And he said, it's just given such clarity throughout their organization and how he interacts with his day-to-day job. And so it warmed my heart, because it's one of these things that, sometimes we look at things and we're helping a client and we're doing things and we think we're creating value, but we want some validation, right? As humans, we like to get validation. And just sitting there and talking with him and him telling me that he started out as my biggest skeptic. He was like, I'm not sure what any of this is going to do for me, how this is going to help me to transform it. And I'm still working on new processes with him today. And getting that transformation where he's like, you know what? We have clarity about who is responsible for what, who's accountable for what the process is, what inputs they need, what outputs are needed for other people to do their job. And that clarity and that simplicity has just helped his job in enormous ways. And so, as I work with organizations, one of the things I find when people talk about process documentation, they look at it through the perspective of, they're like, oh yeah, we have SOPs, we have standard operating procedures that tell us what to do, that tell a specific role what they need to do, and maybe how to do it. But the bigger context of what we're helping organizations to do, and what I think is so cool about the clients we have in manufacturing and construction and technology and services and across all of these different types of companies, is that it's the intersection of people and process. This is not about telling a specific person what to do. This is about looking at cross-functional processes, because in the real world, all of our processes go across departments. They go across the stakeholders. In order to execute a process, I need something from somebody else. In order to be done with my process, somebody else needs something from me. And when you clearly can articulate that and help people to focus and help people to understand the connectivity that they have between departments, the results are just incredibly powerful. And this is what gets me up every day, is helping organizations to align people and process in this way. We have a really unique way to do it. It's simple. It's not super complex. Everybody can understand it, from very, very senior management and ownership to the folks who are doing the job out on the production lines. So it was just one of those moments last week when I was sitting there having that conversation with him and listening to him talk about how it was transforming his work and how it was making his life better. And ultimately, that's why I love doing what I do. It's not just about process. It's not just about the technical stuff. It's about enabling people to do their jobs better, more effectively, more efficiently, make an impact. And that's just what I love about the software platform that we've created. This Optics 2.0 is coming out in a couple of weeks. The book that's coming out early next year. All of these things are really about bringing people and process together to make your client's journey better, to make your customers' journey better, right? Their experience is going to be better. Your employees, as they work together and collaborate together to streamline their processes for your client experience, and also with your vendors. So if you're a business owner who's struggling and sees your team struggling with some of these things, and you're having sort of these struggles with scaling and getting people out of the rut, then I'd love to chat with you. But this is just one of those moments when you align people and process together, it accelerates performance. And I hope you have an amazing week, everyone, and talk to you soon.